Ladies and gents, welcome to Waffles with Wozz. I think it's episode 3. I think. And a little bit later in the day than usually planned, but family matters took priority. This week, it's probably going to be a short one. I have been focusing very much on playing 2 games, mostly. Dyson Sphere Program, which has really taken over my life at the moment, and also Everspace 2, which was kindly donated by Flynn Engineer, so thank you for that, Flynn. We've also been playing Space Engineers. We have a server running for subscribers, and that's Twitch subscribers, to be clear. And also thanks to Naz for gifting me a copy of Factorio, which I haven't actually played yet. But what I wanted to talk about this week is kind of the state of the gaming industry and how totally confusing it is as a market to try and understand. Now, if we discount what's happened with Gamestop, and I love the fact that gamers all grouped together and said to Wall Street, nah, you're not going to gamble on GameStop failing. It felt really good. It felt like the community came to you. People who follow my Twitch streams and watch a lot of my videos know that I'm very big on community. And it felt really good that the global gaming community grouped together. Wall Street was betting against GameStop succeeding, staying afloat, and gamers took to their apps and bought shares, and the stocks in GameStop soared. Now, is that a long-term solution? Probably not, but it's a really good example of how big corporates can actually come under fire. And I really hope a lot of investors and a lot of market traders lost money on that, because it will make them think twice about betting on somebody's company failing. Now, if you think about it, I don't know the history of GameStop, but GameStop started probably as a small gaming trade place somewhere, small shop. As all businesses do, they start off small. That's somebody's baby. Somebody's grown that business from maybe just, I don't know, like Richard Branson trading in a bedroom somewhere. So to get to that level of success and then have people bet against your succeeding to make some money, it just felt wrong. So I was really pleased, very proud of the gaming community that they rallied round. But it kind of brings me on to my next point, which is understanding the economics of the gaming industry. I understand AAA gaming, big productions. I hate to pick on them, but like EA, like Ubisoft, companies who will pour money into a game and then milk it for microtransactions. The economics of that I understand. That's fairly straightforward. Early access, DLC. Now, I come from a fairly old school gaming lifestyle, if you like, for want of a better phrase, where you went out, you bought a game, it was a physical copy, you took it home, you installed it, you played it, you completed it, and that was it. There was no DLC, there was no cosmetics, it was what it was, and thoroughly enjoyable it was too. So it brings me to talk about Dyson Sphere Program, because Dyson Sphere Program is, it's kind of an indie title. It's made by 5 Chinese developers, or it's made by 5 developers, I think in a Chinese company. I don't know that they were Chinese themselves, but I bought the game for £13. And it's been fantastic. It is a genuinely good game. It's very well thought out. If you like the challenge of figuring out processes, and those of you who are following me because of my time spending playing Dual Universe and Satisfactory, you'll know that that's my kind of one of my things that I love to do. And Dyson Sphere Program has given me that in an abundance. So I've really enjoyed delving into that. The process design and the head scratching that's gone on is just such a pleasure, and it's such a treasure to play. But I bought it at £13. I checked on Steam because I was thinking about running as a giveaway. It's now gone up in price to £16, and it kind of defies the laws of economics to me because it's not a physical product. So if a physical product is in demand and it has a finite amount of manufacturing, and manufacturing runs out, then prices go up. We all know that. This is a piece of software. There is no limitation other than the infrastructure on distributing this game. What's made the price rise? It's popularity. Okay, fair enough, but popularity, I mean, the economics of supply and demand is if there's lots of demand and minimal supply, then prices go up. But the game is a single player, played locally on your machine. The only infrastructure required is that to download it. It's on Steam, so it's Steam that would be distributing it. And the price has gone up to £15. Well, it's £15.49. I don't know what that is in your local currency, but basically the price has gone up by a small percentage. Maybe 10, 15%, I'd guess. No, probably more than that, actually. It's a great game, and then I look at why. I'm trying to fathom why, because it is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm going to be reviewing it because it's such a good game. It's worthy of the success it's having, but it's played locally. So you look at the developer and say, okay, the developer had a view on how much margin this game would make, total margin, as in a fixed amount, not a percentage. It would be, we want to make £100,000 sterling or US dollars, probably million. I don't know what it is. They will have a figure in mind based on their assumed sales. So sales have gone up. So in theory, for the software, if sales have gone up, the price could, if they so chose, come down because they're more likely to hit their total margin number with the volume. So it's volume versus margin. So in theory, they could still hit the same total margin, but with more sales and lower prices. So I kind of don't understand the economics of that, and all I can imagine is that they're trying to maximise the popularity of the game. I don't assume for 1 second they ever believed that the game would be this popular. I can only believe that they're trying to maximise the amount of money that they can bring in from the game, which I totally understand. But if the game is growing at such a pace that they're putting the price up, does that mean that they're not selling as many copies as they thought they would? I can't believe it. It's been a huge success. It came out of nowhere for me, and it was Naz who put me onto this game, so thank you for that, Naz. He just said to me, have you heard of Dyson Sphere Program? I said no. Had a look at it, thought, oh yeah, that looks like the kind of game I would want to play. Played it, and I love it, and I'm really enjoying playing it. So it's a game I think is still in early access. It's still in development. I'm not sure whether they would call it an alpha or beta phase, but the economics of that completely confused me. Because it's been such a success, I would have imagined the price would drop. Because it's not a physical product, there's no manufacturing limitations, and it's played locally, so there's no hosting limitations, there's no limit. I don't think there's any demand on any servers. I don't think they run servers, so go figure. And then you then map that across to Everspace 2, which I have also been playing this week, and that was very kindly donated by Flynn. Thank you, Flynn. I know I said that already, but I always like to say thank you. And Everspace 2, I only played it yesterday for the first time. That was £31.99 on Steam, local price. That is a game that's same scenario. It's a game that's played locally. It's a single player game. You play it locally. It's on your machine. There's no server hosting. The only costs of infrastructure would be for distribution. And I know I'm not comparing apples with apples, because Everspace 2 may well have cost significantly more in terms of development time and resources than Dyson Sphere Program. But it brings me to the question that was really at the back of my mind when I was thinking about this last night, which is, why do we game? We game for fun. We play online games for the community, but we game for fun, and the fun is in the challenge. It's beating something, it's besting something. With Dyson Sphere Program, it's the satisfaction of seeing your process all designed and put down and running and thinking, God, I did that. So why do we game? We game for fun. Okay, and then the value of that, the value of a game is based on the amount of fun that you have playing it. Now, I paid £13 for Dyson Sphere Program, and as much as I love playing Everspace 2, if you were to give me a choice, I would play Dyson Sphere Program over Everspace 2, probably. Sorry, Flynn. What does that mean in terms of price? So, okay, it's very difficult because it's also subjective. So what I might really, really enjoy playing, which is Dyson Sphere Program, other people may say, well, I'd rather play Everspace 2 because it's arcadey pew-pew and I prefer that kind of game. The Everspace 2 is more than, well, at the time that I bought it, is more than twice the price of Dyson Sphere Program. It's a great game. So it brings me to the big ticket games like, I don't know, the Assassin's Creeds or the Battlefields, the Battlefronts, Call of Duty, where you're looking at paying up to around £50 sterling. And if you were to say to me, here are 3 games, Dyson Sphere Program, Call of Duty, Battlefront, pick some games, Everspace 2, and to give me a choice, I would choose Dyson Sphere Program every time, because to me, the value is in the fun, and the fun is in Dyson Sphere Program. So it kind of threw my whole mind into a bit of turmoil, thinking, well, what really is the value? Dyson Sphere, if you can create a game at such a low cost and sell it at such a low price and generate such an enormous amount of fun, subjectivity removed, of course, because not everyone would enjoy this game. It always makes me question why you get these big games from big producers like EA and Ubisoft, which have no creativity in them at all. They literally, you look at the Assassin's Creed games, they used to be fantastic. The last game that I played in the Assassin's Creed franchise that I really enjoyed was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Ever since then, it's been, in my humble opinion, garbage. I played Odyssey and really didn't enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy it. And I played Valhalla, or Vikings, the last one. Didn't enjoy that either. It was rinse repeat. It was no creativity in the game design. So I kind of got to thinking about the games industry as a whole and think the best games that I have played over certainly the last 5 to 10 years have all been either remakes of old titles like Star Wars Galaxies or what's the game that I play that I am playing, Return of Reckoning, which is a Warhammer game, Warhammer Online, I think. That's great. That's a really good fun game as well. So the gaming industry as a whole, it just totally confuses me, because whereas you can see the quality of a product, if you were to take 3 comparable products in any market and say that, well, that one's made with high quality materials, that's made with lesser materials, and that's made with really cheap stuff, you can tell the difference, and you know, looking at things, where the value is. So it totally confused me. But notwithstanding that long diatribe and my confusion over the games industry and how prices are arrived at is totally confusing. I understand the investments and the resources taken to make a game, but if 5 guys can make a game like Dyson Sphere Program and charge £13 for it, I can't begin to imagine that a game like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed needs that many people in the development. I'm talking from a completely naive perspective, and there's probably game developers listening to this now and thinking, Wozz, you're talking absolute nonsense. And if I am, then let me know. Give me a comment below and explain to me how you can make such a great game at such a low price, and you can make such a dire game at such a high price. People still buy it. People still buy the big titles. Assassin's Creed is, the AAA games, I imagine mostly for console. So that's been my last week playing. Dyson Sphere Program is brilliant. If you don't have it, get it. I think I'm going to do a giveaway on the channel if the prices don't keep going up, which they have been over the last week. The prices have been going up and up, I assume because of its popularity, but it is a fantastic game. If you liked the dual universe industry factory design, then you have to play this game because it will blow you away. Factorio I have never played, and Naz has very kindly donated a copy of that to me. Thank you very much for that, Naz. I believe it's very similar. I know that Dyson Sphere Program plays kind of the same way as Satisfactory because I played that, but it's different. And a Dyson Sphere, in case you don't know, is a structure that wraps around a star and extracts the energy. So I think I'm still playing through my first planet. I've just got to my second planet, but I think the objective of the game is to make at least 1 Dyson Sphere. I can't say enough good things about the game. It's fantastic, and it's really holding my interest. It's one of those games when you're playing something else, you think, God, I wish I was playing Dyson Sphere. Everspace 2 is good. I'm just scratching the surface of that at the moment. At first, if you play like me with dual joysticks and space sims, forget about it. With Everspace 2, it does have the functionality to enable you to play with dual joysticks, but something in it is lacking somewhere. It's really, really, if I say janky, that's not very descriptive, and I can use my words, so I will. The control is very difficult to set up. The amount of buttons that you need to press, it doesn't feel like the game has been designed to play with dual sticks, even though you can set it up. The default settings for the dual T16000, which I use, which is an option in the game, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. There's a lot of menu interactions, and maybe I could have another go now I've played the game a bit more and see if I can set it up. But accuracy in combat with a keyboard and mouse is so much better. I have my sensitivity on the joysticks set really low because it was just too fast, moving all over the place, and I still just wasn't accurate. I couldn't get the accuracy that I would in, say, games like Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen, which seemed to be better equipped to deal with inputs from joysticks. And the key bindings as well. were just very confusing, and it doesn't help that the prompts that you get on the screen when you're first starting to play. I'm playing on a PC with dual sticks or a mouse and keyboard, and I'm getting prompts for playing with a gamepad, which I don't even have plugged into the machine. So it's a great game. Again, that one is in early access. I wasn't going to buy it and play it because of the price tag. I thought, early access for $31.99. What other games have I bought in early access? Subnautica, £14. Ark, Survival Evolved, when that was on early access, I bought that for £14. That's now $28, I believe. So it felt wrong to pay $31.99. That's a PC, that's a full title. So I wasn't going to play it, I wasn't going to review it. I'm very glad that Flynn donated a copy to me. It's been fun. I think I will probably persevere with it. The story mode progresses you through the zones in the game, and it's a big system, and there's lots of things that you can, it's kind of open world, but with a story that leads you down a path to open up new systems. But you can always jump off the story, and you can go and do, like, see distress beacons and go help people out and things like that. So there's other bits that you can go and do, but you do have to follow a main storyline. In other news, we have a server which is up and running for subscribers from Twitch. So if you're a subscriber on Twitch, you can get access to Space Engineers. Ping me a message on Discord. The link is in the description down below for this video. If you would like to play on our Space Engineers server, just ping me a message. We are going to move to, I say we because I make these decisions in collaboration with some of the active members of the community, like Waffles and Naz and Flynn and Trixie, who very kindly advise me and offer me their opinions on things. Move to potentially a Patreon system with the demonetization that's happening on YouTube to try and solidify that and help fund the servers. So the question is, that's the first server for Space Engineers. What other servers would people like to see? What other games would people like to see and play on within this community? Because these are servers that we have control over, so whether we want them PvP or not is up to us. Space Engineers server is up. That's running. Waffles is on there a lot. We could have an Empyrean server. I believe that Satisfactory at some point in the near future, my font of all knowledge Naz has informed me, Satisfactory could be going to dedicated servers as well, so there is an option to have that in the future. So let me know what you think. I've also put a poll on the community section of the Wozzmatic YouTube channel, because I don't know if you've seen, there's a chap called the Spiffing Brit who is trying to break the YouTube algorithm for polls, and it seems to be working really well. Now I'm jumping on the bandwagon because everyone is, so I feel like it's something I should be doing, but I'm trying to make it a little more relevant to the channel and a little less spam keywords, and hope that you get found. YouTube is saying that the keywords don't have any impact whatsoever, but we will see. So that is this week, and it is, looking at the date, it's the 1st of February, so pinch punch 1st of the month, everyone. If you have any topics that you'd like discussing on Waffles with Wozz, because it really is me just waffling, then let me know in the comments down below. And until next week, I will see you in game or on stream. Thanks, bye.